Very much. Thank you for doing that. My name is Cliff Demos. I'm not going to use a microphone. If you can't hear me, raise your hand. Anyway, my wife Bonnie and our social worker Virginia. There were a couple of other people that were going to come, but a few things came up. Anyway, we got involved in this in July of last year, and we don't believe in prisons for profit. This has become an issue that is no longer political, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. This is humanitarian. These people that are in there are from all over. They could come, lately they've come from Pontiac, but they have come from Detroit, they've come from Chicago, they've come from all over. It holds about 1,500 people. I believe it's close to capacity right now, 14 something. GEO makes an absolute fortune monthly, $2,500 per inmate per month. Plus, they got a lot of other things. When they shuffle somebody from one detention center to another, they charge for that. So it's all about making money for GEO. When you donate to somebody's commissary, which is their money that they use to make phone calls, talk tablet time with people, and there's a lot of people in there that haven't got a dime. And you know, that when we give them 25 bucks, they are in seventh heaven because they can make a phone call to somebody. When they come in and you visit them for the first time, they might not have had a visitor for 6 months. And you come in and they reach across and they grab your hand and say, "You're all I got." You're like, wow. It pulls at your heartstrings and about everything else. And you want to help these people, but there's so many of them. So we have decided we are a small group, but we don't play. We're not into, and I don't want anybody, please, to take this wrong, but we're not into thoughts and prayers. We're into action. We're into getting them out. Thoughts and prayers don't apply to prayers. Thoughts and prayers is not, you know, as much as you think it might help the individual, it doesn't. Because they just want a person to talk to, or they want to help getting out. Some of these people have been in the United States since they were 10 years old. They pay taxes, they have pay Social Security, they have driver's license, they've done everything possible. They might have made a little mistake here. All of a sudden they came in at 15 years old, now they're in their 50s. And they get tackled and knocked to the ground and thrown in a detention center. For what? You know, okay, maybe they did come across illegally, but I don't know. I guarantee there ain't a person in this room that if you had a better way to go and a better life for you and your family, and you were scared about your children being, whether it's raped, sent into the military or whatever, you'd sneak into a damn country too. And I know I would. And a lot of these people, there's some of them that are criminals. They do have charges against them. But some of these charges are, hey, you grabbed me off the street, I'm going to fight back. Now I've got an assault charge against me. So I'm going to be considered over here in the red suits. There's different blocks involved, and the red suits are the people that could be criminals. Am I saying there aren't people in there that are really bad? No, there probably are. We don't do too much with the red suits. We kind of have our hands full with the rest of it. We meet people, we go in, you talk to them, you find out what they need, you try and help them, you get money in their commissaries. The bottom line to all this is trying to get them out and get them released. And that's what we work for. We have protested at this prison every Saturday. I don't care if it was snowing, cold, whatever. We were out there. There may only been 3 or 4 of us. So we put a lot into this, and I get a little emotional over it. We work real hard, but we're not aggressive to the point of being rude to the guards, to the people at the gate. If you want to make some noise and stuff, fine, but don't What happened just recently was wrong. Somebody poked some people and damaged some cars, and does no good for those guys inside, because then you know what the prison says? Well, no problem, we'll lock you down. So then visitation is gone. Now they can't see their loved ones or anybody. So these are things that we look for, and we try and make sure. One guy who got real aggressive got arrested here just a few days ago from Saginaw. I was there when he was there. He was rude, he was bad, and we tried to get him, because at that particular day, the Benzie Dems were there, the Democrats from Benzie, and they wanted to do a little singing and do a couple things. Well, we asked these aggressive protesters if they would just please give these people an hour to do what they want to do. No, they wouldn't do it. Well, thank goodness one of them got arrested. It's not good, because now we're sitting there looking at the prison, locking it down if anybody goes in front again to protest. So we moved the protest to the road. At the road, we'll even see more people, and but aggression is not something that we want to see real aggressive. If you want to holler and pound a drum and ring a bell or something, fine. But hollering at people and calling them names and things like that, it just don't work. It's only going to be harder on the inmates. This prison, the guards, we actually go up to, when we go up to the front desk, we bring them front desk people cupcakes or something, because you know what? We get favors done. We get in there when other people don't. She's got a real rapport with them at the front desk, and it makes a difference, because we just get treated a little bit different, and we get treated with respect. And basically, when Bonnie has a new person coming to visit, she will usually meet them at the prison. We'll drive there. We're like 15, 20 minutes away. We live in a little town called Luther. Anyway, she'll drive there and meet them for the first time and go in with them and get them set up so they don't make a mistake and sign the wrong thing, and then they're ruined for the day. For if they sign twice, they can't go in, and they have a lot of rules. So we kind of make sure everybody knows what they are. They get in, they visit. I don't know of one person that has come out of there with visiting feeling the same way as they went in. They all changed their mind. One guy, I asked him, I said, do you speak Spanish? He said, a little bit. Sent him in. He was in there for 90 minutes, which is a visit. He came out, I believe it was his grandma or somebody was really worried about him. He came out, he said, I made a best friend forever. I'll be forever a friend with this guy, and he's helping him. So the grandma says, well, what does he need? He needs an attorney. Shit, I'll buy him an attorney, she said. That was her exact words. And you know, we're finding out also that an 88-year-old lady up in Traverse City area, she took on 2 people. Went in and visited a man and a lady. Guess what? 6 weeks, she got them both out. Yeah. They're both out. One is working, the other is in a home. The one that's in the home, kind of sad story, a young girl, she was sex trafficked from Ukraine. She don't know anything other than sex trafficking. That's all the girl knows. And it's sad, but we got her in a facility that they're working with her and trying to get her straightened out a little bit. But she's out. And that's the whole key. Then we also provide transportation. When they're out, they throw them out at the gate. And the clothes they were arrested in are the clothes they got on their back, and that's it. So we have clothes for them if they need be. And then we provide them with the transport, which means we'll drive them to Chicago if they got to go, which we've been there, Indiana, Detroit, and we'll take them bus stations, airports, wherever they go. Remember this, though, when they're released, they got nothing. They have no money. GEO keeps their commissary, whatever's in there. They have no identification. They keep that. No passport, no driver, none of that. So when they're put in, let's say they send them to another country, they can't prove who they are. They have no ID, and it's very, very sad, but at least they're out. And that is probably one of the best things. It's been, one of our biggest things was attorneys. Well, we've got a couple that we're working with that are pro bono, and we have some that we're paying. How do we pay all this? It's donations. It's coming to things like this. It's asking for help. We need people that can speak Spanish, or some people that even don't speak Spanish that will go in and visit with a person that does speak English, because there are some. And again, I'm going back to Gail, the lady from Traverse City who got 2 people out. I saw her at a protest, and I approached her. And I asked her, I said, do you speak Spanish? She said, no, but I speak Italian, and I can figure it out from there. You know what? That's the woman that went in and got 2 people out. So it's a very hard thing to do, but if you come to a demonstration once, a protest, and do yourself a favor. If Bonnie can find somebody, she's always got people to see, go in, visit with these people. You'll make a friend for life, and you'll see a different side of life, and it will bring out something in you that you might not have seen for a while. It's very sad. You see, we got Virginia will probably talk about that, but there's a woman now whose husband just received a phone call from the wife. She just received a call from her husband. He said, I'm going. You'll never probably hear from me again. Goodbye. What do? You know, you get a call from your spouse that says that. This poor woman, we feel sorry for. Actually, I think she's coming. We have an RV at our property. We're farmers. We have an RV there that's empty, and we're going to let her stay in there just so she has some company around her. And then the kids that come to visit. You know, you see somebody's got kids. One guy just had, what was it, triplets that his wife had? She had 3 babies. She had triplets. He's never seen them. Never seen them, doesn't. So we're in the process right now of getting a t-shirt made with their pictures. We can't give it to him, but we can wear it in so he can at least see. Because when you go in and visit, you can't bring cell phones, you can't bring paper and pencil, you can't, you're there. And you're in a room with about 18 tables and chairs, and there's a chair, and a table. And you look at each other. And that's it. There's about 3 vending machines over there. They'll usually ask if you can buy them something, you know, and they love Red Bear and Solo pizzas, and there's a little microwave there, so they get some kind of treat. So, you know, I noticed on my charge card here the other day, $1.60, $1.60, $1.60, $1.60, $1.60. I think Bonnie was buying the prison. I don't know what she was doing, but Red Bear and pizza, I mean, $1.60. So anyway, what?
It wasn't vending.
Oh, what was it?
You kept putting it in and in and
Oh, it wasn't working. Whatever. Anyway, the machines don't work real well, and sometimes the guard will have to go up there and grab it and shake it, and the wrong stuff falls out anyway. But as far as the guards go, we live in a poor county. These people have to feed their families, so they're going to take a job wherever they can. Some of them are friends of mine that I know. I have my own personal feelings about it, and I kind of keep them to myself when it comes to them. We have scored on some friends inside as far as sergeants and officers and things like that that will bend a little bit for us more than they will for some of the other people that go there. We had a group from Grand Rapids come down all masked up, just like ICE, all dressed up, and they were just raising hell. They damaged cars in the parking lot and everything else, and what does GEO do? Shut it down. And you know, it hurts for people that might have driven from wherever to visit somebody, and now all of a sudden they can't get in. And that happens every time we get a group of rowdy people out there. They don't, if you are respectful, you know, you don't have a problem. And there's no reason to be disrespectful. These are just other human beings trying to make a living, doing what they can. I know this. It used to upset me when I'd hear gunshots in the middle of the night. I know somebody's poaching a deer. If you're feeding your family, God bless you. That's what you got to do. So I understand that, and I do understand that some of these people are in there, and they're in there to make a living and feed their family. I'm just kind of, as far as the amount of people, it's mostly men. There's not a lot of women in there. I don't believe there's a lot.
There's 60 now.
60 women are in there. Children, there's no children in there. They just got one person in that's 17. Yeah, and he's leaving anyway. And all the rumors that you hear sometimes about the hunger strikes and all that, they're not true. They're really not true. They've never had a hunger strike in there that we know of, and again, we would get it from the inmates would tell us for sure. The treatment they get, the food is terrible, it's not good. It costs about, I believe it's a little bit more, it's $3,200 to house a prisoner in a not-for-profit prison, in a regular prison. But they get better food, they've got more time, you know, so everything's a little better. GEO is strictly about money. That's all they care about. They could care less about the human lives that are in there. If you should get sick and they feel they gotta send you to a hospital, they'd rather ship you out to another facility because the hospital's gonna cost them money because they gotta pay for it. They have one doctor on call for all those people. The attorneys they're trying with things. They keep raising bond prices. They were $5,000, now they're up to $20,000. And we have got bonds for a lot of different people. It used to be just 10% that you would pay up the bond money. Let's say it's 10 grand, you know, 10% of that you would pay. Now you gotta pay the whole amount. So our attorney just said, the guy that we have, he called us the other day, said, can you raise $9,000 for so-and-so to get his bond hearing? Guess what? We got it. And he got his bond hearing. Don't know the results yet, it just happened, but we have really worked hard on this, and we're not a great, big, huge organization group. We are just people that believe in what we're doing, and we believe in action, not talk. Not, you know, and again, I go back to thoughts and prayers. We want to do things and get them done. And that's pretty much what we're about. I'm gonna let Bonnie talk a little bit. I think I went on, but go ahead, what you gotta say, but remember you gotta speak up.
Oh, okay.